Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, Scrap2Cast. First and foremost, I apologize that I have not done a video in nearly 6 weeks, everyone. I was told about a month and a half ago that I would no longer be able to melt metal in this building or keep any of my scrap metal in scrapping projects. So with that being said, I cleaned up the entire warehouse here. Let me show you real quick. There's the blue pallet, leaned up against the wall, naked as ever, missing the scrap that was sitting on top of it for so long. And what do we put in its place? A couple shelves. So this whole area has been cleaned up. The casting table is gone. It's at my storage unit with all the other crap that you saw there. And yeah, I'm still gonna have to take that shop light because I paid for that. So now you're wondering, is the stack still there? Well, yes and no. I actually sold about 80 pounds of aluminum ingots and I sold about 180 pounds of copper ingots. I kept all the copper ingots from the current Scrapping for Copper series. I kept all the castings that I've done, like the sand castings of like 3D printed objects. And I just couldn't bring myself to cash everything in. I kept all the brass, I kept all the aluminum bronze, and I kept all the zinc stuff. You know, they were nice looking bars and I really didn't want to give those up and I wasn't gonna get much for them anyways. So with that being said, how much did I get? I got about $540. Now, the scrapyard did zap a couple of the copper ingots with their XRF analyzer gun that they have. And the purity of the copper out of the ones that they had sampled was 99.18% pure copper. That's pretty good considering a lot of the stuff that I was stripping down was definitely #2 copper. So I was doing a pretty good job of getting most of the impurities out. And I'm gonna show you a picture in a minute. And pretty much the purity, it shows the copper right there. And then there was a little bit of ferrous metal, you know, iron mixed in with it, not even 0.5%. And there was a little bit of zinc mixed in with it too. That might have been because I had used the crucible to melt brass at one point. Who knows? I have no idea. But that's the only thing I can think of. So what does this mean for the channel? I'm still gonna do scrapping videos. I'm still gonna do my tear downs like I normally do. I'm not gonna be able to melt the metals down anymore, at least until further notice. I do have a friend that offered to let me melt metal at his house, but I don't know if I wanna do that or not, just because I know it's gonna be a pain in the ass for him. It'll be a pain in the ass for me because I'll have to keep constantly bringing my furnace back and forth. I mean, I'm sure he'd let me leave it there, but you know, I don't wanna be an inconvenience, you know, no offense. And unfortunately, I live on a 3rd floor apartment. I don't own my own property. I don't own my own house. So melting there is definitely out of the question. But I'll think of something, everyone. You know, maybe this is the kick in the ass that I need to actually get my life together, pay off my debts, and just save money for a nice down payment on, you know, a piece of property or, you know, a house, even if it's a small house. You know, I don't care at this point. Because I'm paying $164 a month for that storage unit to keep all my stuff in there, and I definitely don't want to lug all that stuff up to a 3rd floor apartment. So you can see the predicament I'm currently in. But that's okay, you know, I mean, things happen for a reason. This might be opening new doors for me. And I know it actually is because things will look up, they always do. And this just means that the channel is gonna go in a little bit of a different direction. I'm still gonna keep the channel. I'm not giving up on this channel. I worked too hard on it for the last 2 years to just throw in the towel and just give up completely. Unfortunately, the name of the channel is Scrap2Cast, so I won't be doing any casting for a while. I'm still gonna keep the channel name the way it is because eventually I am gonna get back to it. Now that we're not gonna be able to melt down metal or use the slot machine anymore on the channel, what are we gonna do to replace that footage in the videos? Well, I'm gonna focus on roadside picking. I figured it would be interesting to show you guys how I do it, what to look for, what kind of metals I go for, scouring the neighborhoods in the wee hours of the morning or the wee hours at night, like a cat burglar, looking for scraps. And that's pretty much what we're gonna focus on. And then, you know, obviously I'll do the tear downs like I normally do. We'll show you the weights and everything. And then I'll bring the metals over to my storage unit. And while we're over there, we'll flip off the slot machine like we normally do. By the way, that never gets old for me. Hopefully it doesn't for you guys either. But anyways, before I forget, I wanna show you one more thing that I just acquired for this channel. I just bought this van from my company. I'm not gonna go into too many details right now. We'll go ahead and do a video on it, probably on Sunday. So there you have it, everyone. This is the direction that the channel is going to be going towards from now on. Hopefully you guys stick around. It's been a fabulous 2 years, and I'm really looking forward to the new format that this channel is going to be doing. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Happy scrapping, casting, and stacking.